这是 Kate 吗？他以前训练的时候，他真的很热爱这份事业。当时他可能让了他一把，就是让他成为这个第一名。他一定非常尊敬他，
That was quite
但
some
是
shooting, Kerman.
Did my parents pay you to let me win?
That's a serious accusation.
You held your shot. I saw you.
The trophy is yours. You earned it.
You haven't answered my question.
他很看重这个
No, your
justice。
parents didn't pay me. What are you shooting for?
他继承了他的意志。
I took a look at your file. There's no record of you or your crimes. What are you here for?
Nice sunny personality.
You attacked an inmate. Why?
哦，
Why not?
He was a witness in an ongoing...
就是那个刺青男。
Bummer.
This was a waste of time.
Couldn't have put it better. Hey, give Silco a kiss on that winning eye of his, will you?
Silco, the industrialist.
Okay, this is getting old. Can you just send in whoever's gonna kick the shit out
哇、
of this?
外就是太帅了。
Does this mean anything to you?
哦，
Where did you get this?
My question first. You work for Silco?
They all do. How can anyone not know that? Where did you find this?
There was an attack. This is evidence. I need proof if I'm to believe what you're saying about Silco.
I could get it for you. Just not from in here.
In what mad world would I trust someone like you?
Someone like me? You enforcers are all the same. Just asshole criminals in fancy uniforms. You know what? Find Silco yourself.
I will, thank you.
Undercity's gonna eat you alive.
但是 K 真的好勇敢
I've
啊！
got orders from Councillor Tallis concerning inmate 516.
Not cooperative, huh? You want us to have a chat with her?
No,
Oh,
哦，是说要打他吗？
for release.
since when's he a counselor?
Since today. How many chats have you had with her?
You know,
天呐，喂！ 也能看出来，这虽然就是现在被当选上了议员，能帮上 K 这些忙，但是其实很多人可能还是不看好 Jace 的，不知道是不是跟他的这个背景有关系。
To some, they are mothers, fathers, sons, daughters. But to all, they are heroes.
他也改变
Who
了。
was this, Daddy?
A good woman. You said you could control her. I lost 6 officers. 6! She pushed it too far this time. The council's up in arms. I can't make this go away for you unless you give me something
他
to
还
work
是在帮他做事儿。
with. Arresting her would be doing you a
These manifests are full of discrepancies dating back months.
This is a poor use of
重心要转移了。
It's my responsibility to make sure the Hex Gates are safe and protected.
What about our pledge to improve lives? For those in need? For the Undercity?
Look, I'm sorry I didn't announce our other projects in my speech. Soon we can do everything.
Soon? There are people who need our help now, Jace.
You wanted to see me?
Have your people ever reviewed these logs?
Mr. Towers, I assure you.
Counselor, and the only assurance I need is that you will search and seize any unauthorized merchandise. I've made a list of suspicious transactions.
All due respect, Counselor. Today's your first day.
Second,
Right. You sure you don't want to confer with the
这
other
不会是个
councilors?
好
this
结
corruption
果
runs
的。
deep,
如果
Sheriff.
他没有任何
I intend to
背
root
景，
out.
就是去
Have you
查
made any
反腐
progress
败。
with the stolen gemstone?
Yes. Chief suspect is an undercity gang. They call themselves violent. They operate like bandits to hit crops and civilians and disabilities.
他身体本身就不好，他没那么多时间可以等。
About these rooms. They form
一
some
直在跟他们对话，我天呐！
magic gateway to the realm of EBGBs. And this turns it on. So, here goes.
哦，这已经是阴影了。
No, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
I heard the bathysphere has a nice view. That could be a good way to get a lay of the land.
哦，
Too risky.
What?
哦，哇，这怎么能这么帅啊？
Nice jacket.
那人也才刚到。啊，已经夹克儿拉的了。
Welcome to the lanes.
You almost got me killed.
My little sister could do that when she was 7. All us fisherfolk can. Don't you want to blend in?
Text I can learn?
他那个符文像是每个都可能有一些意识吗？
Are you sure this is safe?
他们有自己的意识。
Oh, Jericho, have I missed these?
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
Are you going to question him?
About what? The meat? definitely not above board.
Silco, these connections. Isn't that why we're here?
We're here because I'm hungry.
And would take any opportunity to seize it from you. You've just made yourself everyone's common enemy, Jace.
这是他们以前还在这儿打枪。哦，哦，早就跟以往不是从前的自己了。哇！
With that comes the potential to
他
shape
就是
your
想把他
own
捆绑
destiny.
在这里。
The council assumes you'll fail. Time to prove them all wrong. Once again. Welcome, Amara. How's little Rohan?
Counselor Medarda, Counselor Tallis. He's just as precocious as ever. I had quite a shock this morning. Enforcers banging on my door.
Kate
I hope
吗
you'll？ understand. J Tech Partners.
Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
Your audience awaits, Counselor.
等着他是风雨欲来。
He's been quite the investment.
Indeed. Better than expected.
他也去做了自己不曾想做的事情。
How exactly do you propose we go about this?
Let him think you work here.
Excuse me? I will not.
You know what your problem is?
Please, tell me.
You expect everyone to give you what you want. If you really want people to talk to you, you have to let them think you have what they want.
And what do I have?
You're hot, Cupcake. So will it be.
Hi. I'm Pam. What's your name?
Matilda. But you can call her whatever you want.
Yes, Matilda. My parents named me Matilda after my great grandmother Matilda.
Would you believe it?
他最开始也出现过来着。 他一直都留着这些钱，根本不用。
The Hextech Wonder Boy is on the council now, and he's asking questions. It's only a matter of time before he finds the truth.
What is truth but a survivor's story?
If I'm discovered, we're both finished.
Good thing you've located proof of the Firelight's involvement.
this has gone too far.
Imagining yourself a hero. One final act to make you the martyr you've always seen yourself as. Then what are you waiting for?
哦，想到了另一种可能。但他还是个爸爸呢。
He's faltering. You need to weaponize the Hex Tech soon. Once we've cracked their prize, Topside will have no power over us.
I can't do it. Just give it to the
因为
doctor.
他有
You're the
PTSD
only
了。
one I can trust with this, Jinx.
I keep seeing them. That day.
Fear haunts us all. Child.
Sweetheart, I was real sad to hear about Vander. And the kids. Just terrible.
By the looks of it, no one down here lifted a finger to stop Silco.
A few tried. But Silco's got the muscle and the money. He took over the last drop. I saw. Things have changed without Vander looking out for us.
没有人
Have
能
you
跟
heard anything
Silco
about
对
Powder?
着
I think Silco has her.
压制。
I have to find her. Silco's number 2's a regular. I can have Miguel tell you where to find her. I owe you. It's nothing.
大家还是很感恩以前 Vander 的付出的。
This is all I've seen.
Kate 挺可爱的。
You did well today.
I had a good teacher.
It's only a matter of time before those old fools on the council officially accept your research.
My father put hammers in the hands of the people, and they built this magnificent city. Imagine the wonders they could create if we put magic in their hands.
The world will never be the same. The Medardas usually only take from the world. We're not often in the position to give anything back.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Tomorrow, right?
Good night, Vizian.
Victor 他真的是一心都在这研究上，就只有不被其他的事情分心，才能研究出最。没懂这俩在干嘛呢？还是说他是不是跟符文有了一些联系，就是产生了影响呗？符文。沾上血了，所以就他是要用血做引子啊。哇！
I almost drowned in these waters.
You told me a million times.
Vander wasn't the man you thought he was.
Right. He was like a brother to you, and he turned his back, and blah, blah, blah. Did I miss anything?
I've got a new one for you. That day, I let a weak man die.
他想让 Powder 也完全扼杀弱小的自己。
And another was reborn. Betrayal. That pain that feels like it'll eat you from the inside out can either break you or forge you into something greater. You need to let Powder die, so the fear of pain will no longer control you. You're strong now, just like you were always meant to be. James is perfect.
我不想让 Powder 死 ，Powder 最可爱了。我每次一看到 Y 我就起鸡皮疙瘩。他要下这个决心啊，他舍不得他的女儿啊。
Jace? Victor. The doctors, they said you... How much time do I have?
Rotten luck, boys.
Filthy traitor. Vander had his chance.
又是血色的，这已经成这种装备了。
I see you never learn patience.
Oh. 可以随时变换形态了。 就算他有
Where's my
buff 在
sister?
身，
Where's he keeping her?
根本打不过 Vi。
You mean Jinx? She works for him.
She's like his daughter.
他们两个人都是互相的软肋，一听到彼此的消息，看到彼此的脸，都会。
Why did you let her go?
射手和战士。
Thank you. He's gonna know we're here now. Whose fault is that?
You're an alright shot.
I'm an excellent shot.
You gonna help me out, Cupcake?
Stop calling me that. My name is Caitlin.
But you're so sweet. Like a cupcake.
Shut up.
所以他真的让 Powder 死了吗？他还是去做这个了。
You're making a mess.
哦，他真的让符文飞起来了，还得是他呀，金克斯。
From the dead.
哦，带来的这个每个人的人生都迎来了这个转折点嘛，那种感觉。只不过有的人死而复生，有的人是真的要死了。我很喜欢 Arcane， 他就是把每一个角色他们的这个人生轨迹，还有他们的人物性格都刻画的非常立体。即使是一些小配角，比如说像那个叛徒，还有就是开头又出现的执行官。看到他和 Caitlyn 以前他们这些事情也挺暖心的吧。我觉得他应该是为数不多的真的尊重看好 Caitlyn 他在这个做警长警探这条路越走越远。他也像是一个引路人一样的角色吧。Caitlyn 感觉也是从他那里继承到了很多意志，想去好好保护这个地方。这一集看到很多 Caitlyn 和 Vi 的这个互动非常有意思，非常好磕。能看出来 Kate 他到底为了就是去寻找真相，去探案能到什么地步，甚至就是不惜跟犯人进行合作。Y 呢，他也是没有任何一个罪名，应该就是那个探员把他安排在这里的吧，可能就是为了保护他安全之类的。最开始他也是把他从 Silco 手里救下来了，即使他现在还在就是跟 Silco 是有合作关系吧，算是，但是他还是把 Y 保护得很好。这个警官刻画也非常好吧。最开始他是可能贪图一些就是财力和名誉，是有一些自己的私心。但是当他看到自己的长官、自己的同事死在面前，他还是非常的痛彻心扉。他也是有所改变，也能看到就是上层和下层，他们很多事情也并不是非黑即白的。每个人都有生活中不容易的地方吧。也像是 Silco 说的，每个人都有心魔。而当探员他自己有了想要守护的家人，他也会是在行侠仗义和自己的家人中徘徊。这集里面有几个特别喜欢的转场吧，算是，或者说是过渡，就像是 Y 从上面这样跑酷到地下城一样。还有就是金克斯在那里打拳的那一幕，就是到最后就是每一个镜头都闪过了每一个人他们现在所处的这么一个境地。我真的很喜欢这样子的过渡方式，他的表现手法还是挺丰富的。哇，真的是一整个帅出新的高度，我真的太喜欢了。但是纵使他如此的帅气勇猛， 但是在听到他妹妹相关的消息的时候，他还是就是变成了一个像是很无助的这么一个状态，非常的心疼他。当然还有就是金克斯，他这一集应该算是扼杀了曾经的自己。虽然在现在他们的眼里，曾经的自己是弱小的、无能的自己，但是我真的很喜欢曾经的 Powder， 就是还带着一丝。而现在的金克斯真的是完全蜕变了，我真的很喜欢他自己在那儿琢磨那个Arcane 的时候，那个符文，然后他在那里就是转自己的椅子，就我真的很为他高兴吧也。就像 Victor 他们合作有那么多资源，死活整不明白这个科技，到了金克斯这里就像只是一个游戏一样，真的也让我想起了我曾经对他说的，是他的与众不同让他强大嘛，这就是他与众不同的地方。他从小就非常擅长这些机关啊、改造之类的，觉得他这么开心，也像是稍微克服了一些就是自己的这个创伤吧。他没有在面对这些事情不敢向前了，即使他知道在做这项研究，他会看到曾经那些兄弟还有他的那些愧疚，但是他还是勇于去克服了。在金克斯才是真正的像是 Silco 说的死而复生了。这集也是看到了 Jace 他的一些这个内心的斗争吧，本身就不想参政，他毕竟还是一个科学家、科研人员吧，也能看出他内心的这个纠结。而 Victor 他是一心就是钻研他们的这个科研， Jace 他更像是走上了另外一条道路吧。一旦是参政了，你肯定就有更多要分心和更加可能重视的事物了。Mel 这位议员呢，他就是一直都是非常有远见，就是他是很有谋略的这么一个角色吧，所以他看中了 Jace 和他的这个潜能，可以去颠覆这个世界，可以去革新的这种力量。他也是一直是有意的把 Jace 往这个从政的这一条路上引导，其实他也帮助到了 Jace 很多吧。如果没有他的帮助和撑腰的话， Jace 他单靠自己这样子的背景其实是很难立足的。就算是这一集他已经当上议员，其实也还是有人没那么看上他吧。就 Mel 他就是跟 Jace 的这段关系也更像是可能是一种谋略上的、战略上的这个关系，他是非常有野心的。他其实一直是在支持Jace 去推进更长远的这些发明，就是一方面可以是鼓励到 Jace， 一方面也是为了他自己这个宏大的目标。也能看出 Jace 确实有很大程度被他影响了，本身自己还不愿意去跟这些议员交谈啊，去说服他们呀，把他们拉入伙呀，去做合作伙伴呀，但最后他还是去做了。就是他也知道这些还是能帮助到自己，巩固到自己的地位，能够帮助到他们的发明。但是这显然并不是 Victor 所认同的吧。 Victor 他现在所剩时日也不多了，他们并不像那个老长辈似的有那么长寿的性命。这集还有一个很有意思的在于 Victor 他不是刻了一些血在那个符文上面吗？符文和这个血液像是相互有一个融合和连接的感觉，然后后面的背景又像是这种星空，然后呢又穿插着这个重叠着 Jace 和 Mel 议员他们俩的那个床室。所以我觉得他可能就是在隐喻着或者说是预示着，就是这种生物和科技可能相互未来的融合，就是这可能是他们这个突破的关键点吧。但是当然这也是伴随着很多危险的吧。这么一想，其实也多少预示着就是 Victor 他对这种科学研究的这些执着可能是要付出一些生命的代价，是可能要见到人血的。Silco 对于金克斯感觉真的就像那个叛徒说的，可能更像是父女一样了。Silco 他其实给到金克斯非常多的这个支持和指引，帮助他走出这种重创，也让他明白，让他成为更强大的自己。同时 Silco 也是给到他的这种陪伴吧，让他不会觉得自己会被抛下。这对于金克斯他就是重新拥抱自己混沌那一面，就是有一个非常大的影响。非常期待 Y 他能跟金克斯有一个重逢吧，感觉又是非常的痛心的。那这期就到这结束，下期见，拜拜。